So have it right, up the Chels, up the Minerals FC. Big up to every single one of you live and locked in. Hope everyone is doing well in life. First and foremost, I want you all to smash to piece that like button. If you haven't smashed it, smash it right now. If you ain't hit the subscribe button, make sure you do so. We've got the notification bell, ding dong, let's have it right. So you know when we go live. And we've got the Minerals FC Ultras membership down below in the description. Salute to all the Minerals FC Ultras. Salute to our Chelsea old boys. We see things they'll never see. And salute to the no surrender mentality. Let's have it right. You know what I mean? Apologies. There's been no streams, no videos. And to be quite frank with you, there's been nothing to put out. There's been absolutely nothing to talk about. And I'm not that type of geezer searching and sniffing for a pound note to have any excuse to put out videos and streams just for the sake of it. I want to speak on what is necessary to speak about. What we want to hear. We want to hear truth. We want to hear realness. And to be honest with you, I'm tired of the toxic positivity that's been flying about. It's just a joke. It's an embarrassment, in fact. And the so-called "I'm a real one," I'm an independent channel, and all this nonsense. Yeah, fakes. All the fakes, they break. You understand me? And that's all I'm seeing all over the timeline. So let's get straight into it. And big up to everyone. I've got business to be had, and that's why I haven't been streaming or doing any videos. But I'm putting you one out now. We've got the Club World Cup tonight. Obviously, everyone's having kittens about Esteval Willian in a 0-0 draw and getting a man in a match for his first sort of test of playing a European team. I'm going to lay off that one. Definitely a talent in the kid, but let's see how it is at Chels. Different ball game altogether. Obviously, PSG smashing Atletico Madrid as they would be champions of Europe, treble winners, a project for football, and Bayern Munich 10-0, mad. You know, there are some dross teams in this, but it's the Club World Cup, and everyone's excited. Everyone's flying out. Everyone's prepared to pay the money unless they've been slipped a nice little brown envelope ticket, and they're going to go and watch the games and that, and you know, feed the pockets of the owners. Have it right. But let's address Jordi Petrovic, because obviously we know that these owners, didn't want to pay more than 12.6 million to bring in Mike Maignan. So we were on the assumption that Petrovic would come in. We've seen the reports that Petrovic is surplus to requirements, has been exiled from the Club World Cup, getting number one stats at Strasbourg, more than Andre Santos, who's actually at the Club World Cup, getting the number 17. But yeah, they're not going to take the best player for Strasbourg, which was Petrovic, who also kept Sanchez out of the team. It's just an embarrassment. It's a joke. It's a shambles. There's a twist to this. I'm going to say what they don't say, what they don't tell you. So there's many key points here. But the first one is via Matt Law, where they force the agenda that he wants to be a guaranteed first starter. Well, he knew and saw that we were looking at Mike Maignan, apparently. Well, obviously, we couldn't be after him and desperate for him that much, because we would have paid the tuppence. But because they want a penny pinch, because they haven't got money and they need to sell to buy, let's have it right, based on their model, and the 1.6 billion spent, we've had to sacrifice Petrovic, or they have, because he'd be the most valuable goalkeeper out of all the goalkeepers, 10 goalkeepers that they bought. But yet we'll take Mike Penders, the new Courtois, that we have no idea about. While everyone's doing Big Mike prop for Mike Penders, you don't want Magic Mike no more? You're propping Big Mike Penders that you've never seen, but you're now not propping Mike, Big Mike, the true Big Mike, Magic Mike, as you called him. To have it right? No, you're twerking for the owners. That's why. That's why you're on that path. Yeah, you're a long way from Starbucks, mate. Yeah, Petrovic is expected via Matt Law to leave Chelsea. Sources add, though, that Petrovic previously sold his image rights to another party, a situation that would likely need to be resolved before any potential transfer. So we know it's to do with image rights, and we also know that it was reported by Toothpick Jacobs and Matt Law that when Petrovic does come back, if he comes back into Chelsea and to start the new season and is registered, then he gets a salary increase. But Are they going to increase his salary knowing that the image rights were with a third company? Because it's all about image rights. That's why the Mason Mount deal, they didn't want to get that over the line and offered him stupid tuppence, their 150 wage cap for a proven player, a Cobham boy. And there's a reason I'm going to say that, by the way. So to me, it's clear as day. Petrovic ain't playing ball. Apparently, he's demanding number one. I've seen this kid go and do an interview saying his dream is to play for Chelsea, to be a number one for Chelsea, to fight for the badge and have a career at Chelsea. And all of a sudden, you're telling me because he doesn't want to start as number one goalkeeper that you're shipping him out. To then give me the prop by Enzo Maresca in the presser to say this. The situation about the keepers is quite simple. Robert Sanchez is number one. Philip Jorgensen is number two. And we will analyse and judge Mike Pender's Magnum with another club. So we've gone from Enzo Maresca, the yes man that he is, all right, and he'll always be that. He's a puppet, so have it right. From wanting Mike Magnan to not wanting Mike Magnan, to come out publicly and say, I'm happy with the goalkeepers I've got, when we know he's not happy with the goalkeepers that he's got. To now go back to, Jorgensen and Sanchez, my number one and my number two, to flip it and go, no, Jorgensen's not my number one. He's my number two. And Sanchez. I don't want to hear it. Yeah. All right. This is bullshit. This is not how you want to challenge for titles, having these two mid goalkeepers. And at Penders, we don't even know what he's capable of. It's all potential FC and I'm done with it. And all your accounts, you just allow it and you force feed it. Yeah. I've heard nonsense like, I'm really excited to see what Jackson and Delap do. I don't want to see Jackson and Delap. We've only got 3 wingers. We've spent 1.6 billion. We've got 3 wingers. And all we're getting linked to is Kittens and Garnacho, baby Lurch. Like, it's an absolute disgrace. It's a joke, mate. Yeah? Absolute joke. Check this one out. The excuses are coming out already. Yeah? The excuses are coming out. A source close to one of the players has warned that the squad are knackered from last season, and even though they will try their best in the matches, they are looking forward to a break, very much uncertain what fans can expect. So you're trying to downplay the Club World Cup now, where there's 100 million to play for, and these owners are desperate for it. It's the 2-season season, yeah? The 2-season season, so they're desperate to win that money. You better land it, Enzo Maresca, yeah? In the Conference League, for every other team facing us, he says, there's a game of the season. It might be their same here. If we don't prepare properly, we will have a problem against LAFC. Oh, get out of here, bruv. Yeah. We need to see the impact of this competition. Our rivals are on holiday. We are here. It's a new competition. We will see how it affects our season. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. What's the expectation next season? I want to ask all these toxic positivity merchants, what's the expectation? Because for me, it's the Premier League title. I'm not going into phase 4, just going, we're going to try and get top 4 and win a domestic cup. No, we've had every ample opportunity to do that over the last 3 years. So have it right. Rumoured Chelsea target Garnacho's priority staying in the Premier League. Christopher Nkunku's gone to the Club World Cup, who's not a recognised number 9. He's clearly not a number 9. The manager's come out. They're desperate to sell him. Everyone's come out publicly, even Fritz Romano, saying there's no future for Nkunku, but you're not going to take Petrovic. All right then, mate. This is the shit that I'm sick and tired of. Choose your preferred front 3. Yeah? Choose your preferred front 3. Look at that lineup. Look at the state of that lineup. Look at the business Man City have done. Look at the business Liverpool have done. Look how big elite clubs are acting in the market. Look at the state of that front 3. And people are getting all giddy and excited for Delap. And it's been publicised by Toothpick Jacobs. Yeah? It's been publicised. I'm sure I've got it here. Let me just have a quick butchers. Yeah? So have it right. A lot of people are confused and think there is a guarantee that some big expensive number 9 is coming in after Liam Delap, when actually it was Delap who was the priority target, which is also why he's been given the number 9 shirt too. If another one comes in, you'd think Jackson's future will come into question. There's also reports that they're looking for a versatile forward like Ekiteke, You know, someone who's not a natural number. So Delap is your number 9, mate, not Victor Osimhen. Victor Gyokeres, we don't know. Because that's the price point. 30 million release clause, low wages, defo contract. Let's PR him to the high heavens. Yeah. And he's come out and spoke. He says, I understand there's pressure with a number 9. I believe in myself. I've got a great shot. I've got this, I've got that. I want to entertain the supporters. Great. Enzo Maresca speaks highly of him. He scored a bag full of goals, yes, in City's academy. Now he's playing for Chelsea. There's no time. And obviously, I'm supporting Delap, but he should not be our main number 9. But you see, you lot don't put pressure, and pressure makes diamonds. You don't want to put the pressure because you're too scared about your pound note. You're too scared about protecting your channels, and I'm fucking sick to death of it. For Gazy's the lot of you. For Gazy's the lot of you. Yeah? Understand me? You'd rather have that than anything else. Now, I want to play something that no copy and paste merchants put out. I've only seen a journalist put it out. Yeah. This is on the, when was this? 9th of June. 9th of June. Let's have a listen to this, because obviously we're talking about proper Chels. We're talking about homegrown players, the value of them. They exiled Trev Chalobah, all right, and they're open to selling him. So they don't value Chelsea players since the age of 6, 8 years old. But let's have a listen to this.
But I want to double back on Chelsea. Congratulations on the Conference League win and the Champions League qualification. What a way to mark 3 years of ownership.
What a way to mark 3 years of ownership. A tin pot Conference League and just about 1 hour and a nutsack getting Champions League football. The state of this. Listen to this.
You've made several bold changes in that time, and this moment reflects that payoff. Perhaps the first of many through it all. Reece James, your captain and blue since the age of 7, has been a constant. This embrace, which I think we have up above on screen, felt symbolic. You're going to be an overly emotional person, but tell us what that moment meant for you.
Reece, he's become a real leader, and watching him develop over the course of the last couple of years, because he's had a lot of struggles.
They develop over the last couple of years. Does this meatloaf tout Bowley merchant? Yeah. Does he understand that Reece James was part of us winning the Champions League, Super Cup, Club World Cup, and getting top 4? And you're talking about development.
And the reality is kind of how we experienced our first couple of years was a little bit of a parallel of how Reece's last 3 years have been. And
well, because of they scrapped the medical team, Roman's medical team, they brought in Remedy, the freelance celebrity firm that Billie Eilish uses. Yeah.
So to get ourselves back to the top of world football was a great moment. And to see Reece back on the pitch, I think he played 35 times this year or something. And, it was as many times as he's been on the pitch the last couple of years. So
because of the medical team that they brought in.
And the other thing that Reece gave me a lot of credibility because he was our first signing when we got the club. And do
you know how Meatloaf Bowley signed Reece James? Because we had Thomas Tuchel in charge at that time, and he offered him 250 grand a week with the bonuses. Now Reece is going to get his bonuses up over 300 grand a week. Let's have it right. Bowley was playing sporting director and being chairman, earning 20 million a year, while he's still got Vivid Seats, but no one wants to speak about that. Everyone's got short memory with Vivid Seats and the chairman situation. But interestingly, Reece James was the first signing because of Tuchel. I know Reece James regretted signing that contract. Let's have it right. Old Meatloaf.
Extended him, and he was like the Rock, and all I heard was Real Madrid wants him, so I was panicked when I got there. And he's the best right back in the world. So
he's the best right back in the world, yet he's not on the untouchable list with Caicedo and Cole Palmer. Yeah, have a day off, mate.
Him to kind of sign up and commit to us, and then go through what, kind of we collectively went through, and then to make it how we made it and get back, and to watch Reece. I mean, if you haven't seen his assist against Man United, that pretty much single-handedly won the game. I mean, we had to win 8 out of 9 games at the end.
He did single-handedly. That was a world-class assist. But interestingly, Siri Merchant, Egbali, only wanted to hug Cucurella, Brillo pad for scoring the goal. But we're getting Todd talking about like we were talking how we play out the back with Pochettino, and it's so fluid, and it's exactly was drew it up. Only to sack Pochettino because he didn't want to be a yes man no more. He could stand 1 year under Clown Lake, but he could stand 5 years under Levy being a yes man. So have it right.
And in order to accomplish what we had to accomplish, and a lot of it came down to that guy's leadership and watching him on the pitch. I mean, the class is just insane. So
why is it Enzo Maresca only sees him as a midfielder? Why is it Enzo Maresca drops him in London derbies and big games and plays him in the Tin Pot Conference League? Get out of here, man.
The assist he had against Man United basically sums up, the type of player, but more importantly, not only a great player, but becoming just the best leader and a captain who, has been Chelsea through and through.
But we're going to give Enzo Fernandez caught in 5K. Let's call him a wedding singer, coach singer. Gave him the captaincy, dropped Reece James. And funny enough, do you know what's the irony of all this? Reece James didn't cost Blue Coat a penny. He was already there at Chelsea because he's through and through. Let's have it right. Now, I want to go through the next one. It's very important that you listen to this. You need to hear this, right? So let me play
America in advance of the World Cup next year. And, as a brand, we think Chelsea is, as good as it gets.
Okay. What do you see as the biggest growth opportunity in sports media in the next 5 years?
I think you're going to start to see all types of really interesting, immersive experiences. I think you're going to be able to go into an immersive environment and feel what it's like to, try to defend, a Cole Palmer goal kick. I think you're going to be able to start to see.
All right. He goes on about, I don't want to play all the dross, but he talks about Arsenal and the Diamond Club as being the benchmark. The Diamond Club is the most expensive section as a Chelsea, as an Arsenal supporter to watch Arsenal live. Massive, very expensive package. This is all about packages, the experience for the fan, the customer, the tourist supporter, and also it's part of season tickets as well. He wants to change, as he's done with Vivid Seats, and now they've got Ticketmaster, but no one wants to talk about that. Dangerous territory these days. That's the route he's going with. AI, ID, face recognition for season tickets. You can't transfer tickets over now to try and eliminate touting. This chairman earning 20 million a year, part owner of Chelsea Blue Co, is the biggest tout at Chelsea Football Club. And yeah, he's on the list on the Premier League unauthorized sites, Vivid Seats, and he's the majority owner. What are we doing here, son? Right? So that's that. But I want to play this.
Best player of all time.
So shifting to Chelsea, they've experienced multiple managerial and strategic shifts. How are you approaching long-term stability while balancing performance?
Well, I think we've got up the learning curve pretty quickly. I think we have, a really solid team.
Pretty quickly, 3 years, yeah? And we're not even complete yet. We've got like 45 players. We've got an exodus list of 15 to 16 players. We've got players loaned out, and we still haven't addressed the spine of the team. We spent 1.6 billion. Let's have it right.
And we know, what we're trying to make additions to right now in order to fill out the robustness of the team.
They want to fill out a team. So he says you can't buy a striker in a grocery store. But we've bought Dilap as our main number 9. We didn't go for Victor Osimhen because we wouldn't break the wage structure, would we? Older Siri Merchant and Clear Lake. We wouldn't break that wage structure. We wouldn't buy Mike Maidman because he's 29 years old. There's no resale value. Can't give him death row contracts. Victor Osimhen wants to be paid what he's worth. You want the elite strikers? No, we're going to go for unproven, high potential FC, Epstein FC. Let's have it right.
I think we found a manager who is aligned in the long-term vision.
A manager who will take the orders, a yes man, the carrot and stick merchant. Said he's got no pressure to get top 4 Champions Leagues for 2 years, and then because he's achieved it, the target we've overachieved because I was told we're meant to get it last year. I got a clip on Meatloaf Bowley. Yeah, let's see if it's on this one.
And you know, a lot of these we've seen a lot of these guys become really good leaders. So we have really strong leaders in the clubhouse now. And
in the clubhouse, we've got strong leaders. Who's the strong leaders apart from Reece James? Casado. Trev's there. Forget Enzo Fernandez. He ain't a captain leader. Who else is there?
And I think that, you know, this goal.
I'll give Cucurella a shot.
This year was to get 70 points. We thought 70 points would guarantee us Champions League.
So the target was Champions League football. So they told their manager when it was an absolute shit show to give the brief that there was no target to get top 4. But when I've got a tweet from before we appointed Enzo Maresca from Matt Law saying, what? They have to get top 4 Champions League football and compete for a trophy. Let's have it right. But we didn't win a trophy that's meaningful like the FA Cup or even a Carabao Cup. We won a Tin Pot Mickey Mouse trophy. Yeah. For all the shit teams that can't make Europa League because we were so poor because of how we've been structured. Interesting. So the target was top 4. See how the brown envelopes lie, mate? And he knows the points. He knows the scores that you need. 70 points. And we got 69, yeah?
We got 69 points and we got Champions League. We were 4th. We're now going to get ready to play in the Club World Cup. The Club World Cup is going to be an exciting competition that, you know, if you win, you'll make $100 million.
Cha-ching.
So, you know, I think we're really excited about that coming to America in advance of the World Cup.
Oh, Meatloaf Bowley coming to America. Yeah, let's have it right. Now I want to get to the middle landing. Listen to this.
So I've always thought that credit business at the top of the capital structure was, you know, a really good business. And as private credit continues to grow, you know, which to me is kind of a silly name for it, because senior secured lending's always been a private business. It's whether it's been broadly syndicated or not broadly syndicated. But ultimately, the risk that you're taking is similar. Is the company worth the debt? Right? As long as the company's worth the debt, you know, whether it's a rocky ride or not, right, you're going to get your money back. So
that's what it's about, isn't it? Run on credit, run on debt, just to make sure you get your money back. The only way they can get their money back is by selling Blueco as a whole, the holding company of all the assets under Blueco, regardless if you win or not. It's about branding. It's about the experience. Spurs make all the money and they don't win enough, except they've won a better trophy than us this year. It's a disgrace. And we've got Meltson content creators in the fan base going, we're smoking the Man United pack. Yeah? It's a joke. It's an embarrassment. The state. It's all a joke, isn't it? Everyone's having a laugh. It's all about making the pound note. It's not about fighting for what's fucking right. Blueco are killing our football club. And win, lose or draw, I want them out. We're shopping in Primark, mate. We're looking at kittens. You know, what a fucking disgrace. There ain't no money left until they sell players. Players that they bought. And it's got to comply with their structure. The structure is key.
Finding things where we can apply our structuring capabilities in order to capitalize on opportunities, because our whole goal in the end is really to use structure to take the potential below zero return outcome off the table. And, you know, if we're always thinking about how do we not lose money, and then we think about how to make money, right? There's never really a problem in finance or business or investing, you know, if you don't lose money, right? It's ultimately when you lose a lot of money that you suffer a lot of pain. So what we try to do is to use structure to change the odds, because we think that this is really just all odds.
Against all the odds. Yeah, they think they're Phil Collins. Against the odds. It's a gamble. It's a risk. It's restructuring. Exactly what they've done at Chelsea. Isn't it? Brighton model, the debt from Aries management, the bank, syndicate bank loans, double-digit interest, running on credit, private equity firm. Keep the wage structure low, amortization, loopholes, break up Chelsea Football Club into small pieces, into assets, stripped assets, under Blue Co Holdings to make that hedge fund the most valuable, and sell off individual pieces if they want. And if they don't make enough money, then they'll sell up. But what's happened to the Civil War, mate? Doesn't sound like a civil war to me. This is the 6th of June that this has come out, but yet no one wants to put this out, no? Didn't want to broadcast this, yeah? Let's have it right. Well, I am. And do you know what's interesting? He's speaking Siri Merchant's language here, speaking Egbali and Feliciano's language. They're fully aligned. And he's got a massive mechanics in Vivid Seats. Ticketmaster, the software is owned by Clearlake Capital for Ticketmaster, by the way. Let's have it right. So don't talk to me, yeah? Don't tell me that you're real, that you say it as it is, because you don't. And everyone's getting giddy about a Club World Cup that we ain't going to fucking well win. We've got a manager making excuses like, oh, we might just get chucked out of it because all the players are knackered because they're all young'uns. They've had to play, Casado's had to play every single game. All the players, all the most important players that have been carrying this football club, and there's very few of them, need rest because we're going to go straight into a mini pre-season behind closed doors at Cobham and then straight into the new season and playing Champions League football. And you're not improving the squad with elite players. By the way, the transfer window's just open. So it's going to be a mad ass. And I'm not talking Sugsy, bruv. Yeah. Our house. Yeah. So it is all madness, bruv. It is all madness. But we land the minerals. I'm going to do something I don't normally do, but I'm in the vibe too. I'm going to smoke the Meatloaf Tout Bowley pack, the Siri Merchant pack, the Brown Envelope pack, the Real pack, but I'm not. The Fakes Break. We're smoking all them packs, bruv. Let's have it right. So, a video of just facts, truth, landing. No toxic positivity. Oh, but it's negative. It's negative, is it? How's that for negativity, mate? Yeah, inhale that. Yeah, because you waffle, bang as a mash waffle, mate. You're fugazis, the lot of you. You're all fugazis, bruv. And frankly, I haven't got time for it. So it is what it is. Respect to everyone in here. Put all your comments down below. Smash that like button. And let's see how we do in the Club World Cup. I'm not here to do a team lineup. I'm not here to do a preview. It's a bit of a wishy-washy one for me. And let's see. I want us to play against the PSG. And then everyone can really see what time it is, bruv. And maybe question all their toxic positivity and acceptance of this dross going into phase 4. And yeah, let's have it right. Win, lose, draw. Blue Co out. No surrender. Let's have it right.